Why are you charging other people that kind of money?
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, get your ass out of here.
It was a selfish way of thinking.
Oh, man.
My mind was blown.
You're the first person that I've ever seen that has simplified the process in that 3-step funding.
So what's going on? What can I help you with today?
Well, first off, I got to say, I found you completely by accident. I started my brokerage some time ago, but it's been, back and forth for years, dealing with family and, all the ins and outs and ups and downs, everything you can possibly imagine over the years. Okay. I got to tell you a story that kind of be cracking up laughing. Well, first, background is the banking industry. I started in banking back in 1989. I started as a teller. I worked all the way up to a branch manager, and decided, I love the industry, but I'm sick of somebody else telling me how much I make, how much I can earn, and I got to know a lot of businesses. And then I decided to start my own brokerage, and I did a ton of research online, and I just jumped into it. But I got to tell you, I'm ignorant as hell when it comes to marketing. I have no clue when it comes to marketing. I have some basics, but I just get stupid. So as I was researching, I found different so-called gurus online, and I found Oz, who's one of your personal favorites. And
that's
I found
my best friend right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I found him, and I was watching his videos, and he seemed very professional. He seemed very, very knowledgeable. And I said, okay, I like what this guy has to say. Let's see where he's going with this. And as I spent a few months of watching his videos, I came across yours, and I'm like, okay, who is this guy? I've never seen him before. You just popped up out of nowhere. I'm like, who is he? Yeah. And when I watched one of your first videos, you basically came out of the gate, and pardon my choice of words, but you came out of the gates and you literally said, kiss my ass. Which I'd be cracking up laughing. Okay, wait a minute. This guy's bold. This guy's bold. I got to see some more. What is he talking about here? And when I saw you tearing into Oz, and you gave a breakdown, and you said, no, he's lying to you about this. He's lying to you about that. He's charging you $5,000 for this. And then what really got me is when you did a thing about Chris Roglier. Yeah. When I read that article, and then I saw your post online about it, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm in the wrong business. These guys are screwing people over left and right. These guys are making millions of dollars, and I don't see where these people are actually getting any kind of value from what they're learning. And so I became friends with a couple of Oz's people, because they were coming to me for advice. And they said, oh, Aaron, we looked at your website. Who did that for you? I said, no, I built the website myself. How are you getting referrals? We talked about that whole spiel. And so they shared me their links. And then I looked at 2 of their websites, and I looked at them side by side, and they were exactly the same. And I said, oh, you got to be kidding me. I said, so Oz has his people building websites for his website. Yes, dudes, and they're identical. And they're putting on testimonies that are not their own testimonies. You have to see it. You have to see you. I'm like, oh man. And so I went back to watching your videos. I said, okay, I got to find out more about this guy. Something about he knows something. He knows what's going on. So I watched more of your videos, and you are the kind of person that I wanted to get him to know more. I'm like, this guy is ruthless. He's sitting there tearing people up. I watched one video where you apparently got a cease and desist order from Oz. Yeah, and you made the comment about, like, bring it. Come on. I'll see you in court. What's the delay? Why are you waiting?
No, man. I've been doing this for a long time. Ever since I graduated out of high school, I've been doing it for a long time. And I'm sick and tired of people being taken advantage of because they're passionate about getting into this business. That's just, and for somebody that does this, and when I see Oz and I see how they're selling this and they're using this fluff and it's aggravating, it's annoying, and it's ruining our industry. And there's like 2 parts to it. I hate them taking advantage of people that want to get into the business. And then number 2, you got business owners that have been taken advantage by these people that are not trained and not knowledgeable enough to help them make the right decision about a very critical stage of their business, which is funding. You know, there's so much annoyance. And when somebody that does this, because I've been saying this for years, but I've been kind of just quiet. You know what? Let everybody just get lost. I'll continue to make my money over here and I'm not worried about that. But it was a selfish way of thinking, you know, is what I kind of just have to be honest with myself. So I decided to kind of put myself out there, and it was very intentional the way I came on YouTube with talking shit. I just want you to know that. I did it on purpose. And I knew that you cannot challenge me with what I'm going to say. And that's why I speak on it with so much, you know, confidence, because Oz knows what the hell I'm saying is true. Chris Ruggieri knows what I'm saying is true. Any reasonable person with a logical head, and even with my videos, I don't want you to believe me. Look at my stuff. Look at what I'm talking about. Don't believe nothing I say, but this is the data. I'm going to show you how you do it. And you can hate me, love me, I don't care. but what I'm here to do is to just kind of do it real and show results. You know, but it was a tactical move. Have you ever heard of, you know who 50 Cent is, right?
Who's that?
50 Cent. 50 Cent, the rapper.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah, of course. So mad respect for him. He's one of my biggest heroes, especially when it comes to business. He's very underrated, but I use his tactic. The guy was trying to make it in rap for years. He didn't make it until he was in like early 30s. But the way he made it into the industry is he started talking crap about other rappers. Yeah. Okay. And that's how he got people's attention. There was one time that Jay-Z was performing at Madison Square Garden, and 50 Cent had just made a diss song about Jay-Z. And Jay-Z made a verse, and he said, you can look this up on YouTube. Jay-Z said, I'm all about $1. Who the fuck is 50 Cent?
I'm about dollars. Who the fuck is 50 Cent?
And from then on, 50 Cent took off. He just needed somebody to mention his name. You know, he used them. He kind of, you know. So I was looking at it, and I'm looking at Oz. When you're talking about marketing, the guy is a marketing beast. He's everywhere. When you Google up business lending, you just find Oz. You know, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of that. And I'm going to talk mad shit about his program. So when people look him up, eventually you're going to find him. You know, there's a little bit of science behind it. I don't want to eliminate all that lying and stuff. Like you just said, this guy's making templated stuff and, you know, all this. You don't need to do that. There's so much business out here. There's the whole aspect of, if you think about the small business owner, when this guy needs funding, traditionally speaking, this guy used to be able to go to the bank and talk to a banker and be like, hey, I got this restaurant, or I got this lawn care business. I need this much money, you know, and you present your business plan. But that doesn't exist anymore. Business owners are really lost out here. They don't know what to do, you know, because you're from the banking industry. You said you'd be a bank, you know. You remember when there was a traditional banking relationship that business owners had with banks. But now, the relationship has been eliminated by all these algorithms. And when you go to the bank, they tell you, fill out this application. And then you get denied. They tell you, we'll send you a letter in the mail. And there's this disconnect, you know, so there's this rush of business owners that just need somebody to give them some advice about the different options that are available in the marketplace.
See, you brought up a perfect point. A perfect point. That's one of the reasons that led me in this direction. Mm-hmm. Because after I got married, I wanted to expand on my business knowledge in the banking industry. I wanted to not only build a legacy for my children, but I wanted to help individuals. In the beginning, it was individuals that, you know, with consumer financing, with balancing their checkbook, with better investment options, all of the good stuff. And somehow the direction turned towards business funding. Mm-hmm. And what I saw in the banking industry really bothered me. This is what bothered me the most, because when I was working in all the different banks that I've worked for, you get to know people. It's not only your banker, but you build a friendly relationship with them. Right. You see them at the grocery store, you see them out on the street. You get to know these people. And they're friendly with you. Now, the problem, just like you said, when these guys walk into a bank and they meet with a loan officer, you sit them down the table, they give you an application, and they're not going to get an answer the same day. That's the number one problem. Mm-hmm. Number two, when they finally get an answer, the bank says, oh, you've been declined, or you've been denied a loan. You're going to get a letter in the mail, and that's it. There's no options. They just send them out of the door. We'll see you tomorrow with your deposit. That's it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to do any further business with you. And I'm like, okay, there's got to be something better out there, you know, to give these guys options, you know, instead of just sending them out the door. All you're doing is pissing them off.
It is. It's what does a guy do? You know, do you go home and cry? You know, and then also, there's this lack of education that a banker used to be able to educate you on how to go about the right way of borrowing this money. Because there's all kind of different ways to borrow money. You know, what product did you sign up for? Did you sign me up for an SBA loan? I don't qualify for SBA. What about, you know, the revenue loan program that you guys have? What about this? There's all these different products, you know, and what I've realized, bankers the whole mindset was they wanted to offer solutions to the business owners. That was the whole, you know, when people come to the bank, you approach them and you offer them solutions. But now it's changed that their role is to protect the bank's interest, you know, so they, in a sense, their ideology is we're going to look for reasons to say no. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of changed. Where before it was, let's figure out a way that we can do business with this guy. Let's figure out a way to say yes. You know, even if, you know, they used to give advice on writing the business plan and coming up with projections. There was a relationship, a really actual relationship that was there. It doesn't exist anymore. So for that reason, there is this, what I consider, and I call a blue ocean. Like, I get so much business every day. It's ridiculous. Like, when it's so many leads. I mean, people need money all the time, you know? And I used to be a loan broker. My first job was owner-occupied residential loan broker. Loan originators is what they call them at the bank, you know? And generally when somebody purchases a house, because the only product that we're peddling was home loans, you know, FHA, VA, RD, those type of stuff. People usually don't refinance, or if they do, probably 5 to 10 years, you know? And the whole thing was you establish a relationship with the client, so if they ever need something, if they need to purchase something. But you look at it from a business standpoint. I'm telling you, I deal with business owners within a 1-2 year time frame. Do you know how many times they're gonna borrow money? Just within a year. They're constantly always borrowing money, you know? So there's so many opportunities, is what I'm trying to say, to really develop a close relationship with these borrowers. And given the fact that the way the industry is set up, I got people that I've been working with for 10, 15 years, you know, that I got like on text message, you know, the clients that I built their credit, you know, when they thought that bad credit was a permanent disease, and I help them fix their credit, and then I help them get their first loan and this and that. And that guy at the bank just didn't take the time to just tell him, dude, your credit kind of sucks right now, but get this secured credit card right here. And then eventually, you know, just stupid things, you know, just a little small advice, you know. So there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of different products. There's absolutely no reason for people like Oz and Chris and all this other nonsense to be going on with all this fluff. You know, it's the same thing as when I got into the industry and I was trying to learn about business credit, just the whole thing about business credit. There was just so much love because it was new. You know, it was, so the people that would sell information about it were just giving you just a little bit. And it was just, none of it really made sense. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's what's going on right now with business loan training, whatever you want to call it. That's why you have the Chris Robriellis that are charging $20,000 to $30,000, because it's a wonderful industry. You can make a lot of money, but he just sells you this interest that you have. And he tells you, oh, you can do this, you can do that. But there is a lack of execution with any of these people offers. You know, so and that's what the main difference is within my course. You know, a lot of people usually ask me what makes me different. Is number one, I give you the clarity as to the different products that are available. And you can get that for free by just looking at my channel. You know, I talk a lot about, you know, sometimes I'm just not always talking shit. I educate people a lot on the different products, and I got different matrix that I created. But most importantly now, how do you execute? How do you really process all this stuff? How do you really run this stuff as a business? You know, and that's mainly what we talk about in my course. And I've literally duplicated everything that I've done, you know, because there's different processes from my CRM to my Calendly system to all of this stuff to how I establish relationship with lenders, you know, because it's a little bit different. When you worked at a bank, all you had to understand was your bank's underwriting standards, you know, while I'm dealing with multiple different banks, you know, and I got to understand all these banks' underwriting standards. And also, I'm not just dealing with one specific product, you know. That's why I teach people about the theory of the 3 paths of lending, you know. So there's 2 things that I think that you know, other than me talking shit about other people, I had to bring out, okay, I truly believe that if you're going to criticize somebody, you need to have something better. You know, don't be just talking shit if you're not offering any kind of solutions, you know. And I always train that with them, even my employees and everything like that. I was like, if you're ever aggravated about anything about the process, don't ever talk shit about the process or the protocol unless you come up with a better solution. If you're like, you know what, Brian, we're doing this, but this is not working, let's do it like this. Then I'm going to listen to you. But don't be talking about, oh, we're doing this and you're just whining about this. There's a reason behind that. So my awful, you know, the 3 paths of lending, I teach you about the products, and I educate people on how to look at these products from a bird's eye view. There's only 3 ways on how you can help business owners borrow money, period. Doesn't matter if somebody's looking for $1,000 or $1 million. There's only 3 ways, either based on their credit, either based on their revenue, or either based on a particular asset that can be used as collateral. That's it. There's no other way. You know what I'm saying? And then I dissect it. Go ahead.
I have to tell you this. You are, and I'm being honest with you. I'd love to sit here and say that I'm blowing smoke up your ass, but you're the first person that I've ever seen that has simplified the process in that 3-step funding. And that's credit, that's revenue, or that's asset. I have never, ever, especially working in the banking industry myself, ever heard anybody say, there's 3 ways, and only 3 ways. Mm-hmm. And especially in the banking industry, they complicate it. They want to throw all this banking jargon at you. And you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that. And you're so confused by the time you leave the bank, you don't know what you signed up for.
It was the same way. It was as I was transitioning from, like I said, selling owner-occupied residential real estate. All I had to understand was, how do I get somebody a house? I can use FHA, I can use RV, I can use VA. So whenever I went to the business side, my mind was blown. There's all of these products, there's all these underwriting standards. So for me as well, I came up with this solution because I was trying to help myself understand all this shit. And I'm looking at all these products and it's like, God damn. So whenever I get a client, I'm over here acting like a used car salesman, just applying for all of this shit. And I don't even know what the fuck is going on. You see what I'm saying? You know,
right,
so I was like, nah, there's gotta be a better way. And that's why I came up with there's 3 buckets. That's it. And this whole understanding even goes into how to communicate with the borrower whenever you're talking to them. Because there's a video that I made, a very powerful video on how to handle the initial call. And it goes through the 3 paths of lending. When you're talking to somebody, hey, how much money are you looking for? I'm looking for $50,000. What do you need the money for? How's your credit? How long have you been in business? How much money does a business make? You're not just asking these dumbass questions, you're trying to figure out which path are they going to take. This is the objective. Now, can you use their credit? Once I give you the understanding of the 3 paths, then we dive deeper and we talk about the products within each path. On the credit path, this is what we got. We got the business credit cards, and then we got the personal credit cards. And then I talk to you about the different benefits. Now, what does it take to qualify for this shit? I have what I call a credit-based lending matrix. Well, I show you exactly. I don't know if you've seen some of those videos when I talk about all this shit. They're all on YouTube if you haven't seen them. And I tell you, this is what the banks looks for you to qualify for business credit cards. This is what the bank looks for you to qualify for personal credit cards. And then we get to the revenue side. The revenue side is all kind of shit from, the person. And then I break it down too. Revenue side, you got right here, you got personal loans. Personal loans, what are you going to need? You're going to need last 2 pay stubs and your last year's W-2. And if you're self-employed, you're going to need them tax returns. On the business side, we got MCA, merchant cash advance. We got factoring. We got purchase order financing. We got revenue loans. We got the SBA stuff, the SBA Express. And I go within each one of these things and I tell you what the lender looks for each one of these goddamn things. You know what I'm saying? And then with that as well, I tell you which products. For MCAs, all you need to look at is their credit report and bank statements. That's it. For SBA, you need to look at their credit report, their bank statements, their tax return, and their year-to-date P&L, and you just know. So whenever you're talking to, you're an educated business loan broker, you know what the fuck you're talking about. From the asset-based stuff, I have a very powerful real estate matrix that I presented. If you think about real estate, there's all different types of products. I'm sharing you my screen. I don't know if you can take a look at my screen. It's a little bit too wide. Hold on. There's so many different products when we're talking about real estate that, it could be just so confusing, So what I created all these matrices. This is what we call the 3 paths of lending matrix. This is the bird's eye view. And I tell you about the product, a little bit of information about, what it takes to qualify, types of businesses, eligible locations, the credit profile you need, the type of, interest rates, collateral if needed, timing business, the kind of a bird's eye view, right? And then we dug a little bit deeper and we talk about the credit-based lending matrix. This is now the 4 things that lenders look for in order to qualify for any credit-based products. Derogatory items, utilization, age of filing inquiries. And then now we talk about, okay, cool, revenue-based lending matrix. What are the lenders looking for? This is kind of the basic minimum. You got to be at least 3 months in business for revenue-based programs. 10 to 500,000. There's no LTV. All businesses are considered. This is kind of the bird's eye view on all all the different products that are available. Now, with asset-based, we're gonna split it into two. We got real estate, and then we got like equipment type of assets. With real estate, there's all kind of shit in real estate. And I broke it down into 3 different pots. All real estate programs fall under either conventional loans, which is basically regular bank financing, conventional financing. You have your agency loans. This is all your government stuff, basically SBA, Fannie Mae, HUD loans, CMBS loans, all of that shit in there. Then you got your private money. This is where you got all your hard money stuff. You know, there's non-conforming private money, and then there's bridge private money. And I tell you exactly, loan sizes, property types, the types of transaction, purchase, refi, cash out, construction, whatever the hell you need to do. Is there cross-collateralization required? Minimum credit score, foreign nationals, you know, the minimum and maximum loan to value, to kind of give you a range of interest rates, you know. So I give you a breakdown, but again, all of this is to empower you as a business loan broker. So when you're talking to a borrower and you're trying to figure out what to do, you have the knowledge and you can kind of figure out, okay, I was talking to Bill. Bill told me he has good credit, but he's only a startup. Okay, he's more so the credit-based lending. Or, you know, I was talking to Jeff. Jeff has bad credit, but he's been in business for 6 years. Maybe we can do it. You know, you have an idea of what's going on, so you don't waste any time. You know, and all of this, like to give you an example, like the credit-based lending matrix. I didn't just create this and just to talk about it. To kind of just see it in action. Okay, I told you that there's 4 things that lenders look for in order for somebody to qualify. They're right here. Directory utilization, age of file, and inquiries. Now I'm going to also provide you a tool that you can use to evaluate these factors on a borrower's credit report. So when you receive somebody's credit report, if they have any derogatories, they're listed on here. This is a report that we receive and we prepare for every single one of our borrowers to evaluate their file. If they have any negative items, it's going to be right here. Okay. As far as utilization, this is its balances in relation to limits on all open revolving accounts. This is all their revolving accounts. I got the card name, their opening date, and I can see their limits, their balances. I can kind of tell. It automatically calculates their utilization and everything. The other thing is age of file. This thing automatically tells me the age of file, you know, based on the information that's inputted. Lastly is inquiries. It tracks all the inquiries within the last 6 months, and I can be able to tell right there. And I have a formula, which you're going to have to get into my course in order to get that will tell you, based on this profile, how much this guy can qualify for funding. So there's no like all this fugazi shit where you don't understand what the hell's going on. You can be able to do all of this, pre-qualify clients in-house based on actual data that the banks are looking at. So you're not submitting a bunch of shit, getting a bunch of inquiries on borrowers' files and all this other shit. You know, this guy wanted to get, he was looking for about 50 to 75K in business credit cards. You know, I told him we can get him about 50 to 75K. Eventually, we started submitting. I have an application tracker that you can log in all the applications. This is an application report. This is something that I just did last month. You can look at the date here. I did this in August. This gentleman, we were able to successfully get him $81,000. You know, and this is with the credit card stacking program. We got another one. Let me see if I can pull up another one here. But anyway, I don't want to make this long. You kind of get the point. What I offer is, I'm not just talking about the fluff. I offer you the clarity as it pertains to the products, understanding the products, being able to knowledgeably educate your borrowers. Because as a consultant, that's what you're doing. You're educating your borrowers about the different options they have. But on the other side is, I have the execution. I have the tools on how to execute this and run it as a business. You know, I build a CRM based on the theory of the 3 paths of lending. You know, I built these certain tools on how to evaluate based on that theory and those matrices that I created. So you can be able to actually look at a guy, look at a real estate loan and be like, okay, dude, right now I can pre-qualify it and tell you, okay, this is what we can do. You know, I teach you how to read the different lender matrix so you can see the different shit that's out there and all the different, you know, the lenders that are out there. So that's kind of what I'm offering. And I'm hoping more than just, of course, to make some money out of, you know, educating people and helping them actually get into this industry. I'm hoping that we change the standards in this industry for what we consider a business loan broker. Just like the same shit that happened with the loan and residential world, you had everybody and their mom became a loan broker. You know, they were just offering home loans. And look what happened. It fucked up the whole industry. Now the crash in 08. That was because of stupid, dumbass people that would, you know. And I'm afraid the same exact thing is going to happen when you have people like Oz and Chris. Just everybody become a loan broker. It don't matter who the hell you are. Come over.
And see, that's the funny part. That's the part that I'm still scratching my head on this, because you get people like Oz, you get people like Phil Smith, you get people like Roglier, whatever his name is. They said they promise you the world. They said, oh, you can make 6 figures, you can make 7 figures, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it unless you pay me $10,000.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, like, wait a minute, if you are making that kind of you're making that kind of money in your business, why are you charging other people that kind of money for it?
I do agree with paying for the knowledge. You know, the problem that I have with these individuals is they're not teaching you how to really actually do it. You know, because everything costs money. If just like even with me as well, if you want me to train you, I will charge you. You know, but there is some value at the end of it.
Anyway, if you stay with me through the end, I appreciate you. I really do. Please go ahead and give me a like to the video, subscribe to the channel. And I guess I should go ahead and pay some bills. Let you know what this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Broker Solutions Academy. There's going to be a link in the description. We work with people that are interested in becoming a business loan broker. We have a very comprehensive business loan broker course, and we're going to be teaching you everything you need to know about how to become a business loan broker. Our mission statement is we help business loan brokers understand and simplify the various funding solutions that are available in the marketplace so you can properly serve your clients, stop the endless confusion and self-defeating pointless rat race they're currently in, and grow their business while maximizing profits by teaching them how to become a real business loan broker, not just a referral partner. This video is also brought to you by Pennington Consulting Group, and that's where we work directly with entrepreneurs and also business owners to help them get funded. So if you're looking to start, grow, or even expand your current business, Pennington Consulting Group, there's going to be a link in the description where you can go ahead and schedule a time. And like we always say at Pennington Consulting Group, our goal is to help you reach your goal. Again, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.